Hello and welcome to day 18 of the trading series. So, if you have been watching along, then you know that we are sliding back into futures challenge accounts. I had showed you guys in the last week's video from April 23rd where I had finished up with my live account and I was now moving back into the futures challenge accounts because I made what I need for the month. And then I was going to spend the rest of the month during the strategy wars to work on getting a few more challenge accounts. So I was working with futures challenge firm. It's Apex that you can get a prop firm challenges through. You can use, there's lots of them, research them. I was personally working with Apex. You can have up to 20 accounts with them. You can copy trade them. So I was looking to do that. I wanted to have a decent amount of capital that I could use and copy trade to one another. So anyhow, what you're going to see here is another challenge account that I started working with. So I did start a new one since I now had some time to work with one. So that is what you're going to see here. I did have one loss and one win on this day. So I'll show you on the YM. If futures, it's pretty much the equivalent of like a US 30 if you're a Forex trader or indices trader. But those of you who actually trade futures, it is the YM chart. It's the 5-minute time frame that I was using, and what I had seen was a ton of consolidation, and then it did have a bit of a breakout that was bearish. So this first initial breakout had happened, but I wasn't in the market yet, and I was a little bit later that day getting in, and then I had seen this little bit of like I guess it's a pullback retracement. It really wasn't that deep, and that should have been my first sign to maybe not take this trade. But it's okay. Hindsight's 2020. And anyhow, I did get a bearish smiley face with happy trail, and then a pretty strong bearish candle that did come down below where my previous low was. So I did think that maybe this was going to be a breakout. In hindsight, looking at it now, like it's really clear to me that I was definitely forcing this trade a bit, but it is what it is. But what ended up happening, obviously, I got stopped out here. I did try to put my stop loss like above kind of where I initially thought maybe it was pulling back to or so, but that did stop me out. And then I did wait. I was waiting. So we kind of consolidated a bit again, and then it finally does truly come up and break out. That had happened here and sold me on it actually going bullish instead of bearish because I did not have a bullish smiley face. But I didn't need the bullish smiley face. What I had been looking at was the actual market structure and what it was telling me. So I talked about this in a few videos, I think maybe 2 videos or so prior, where when you have your market structure being broken, so we had a bearish trend that was happening, and then we had our low down here. But what happened was the market consolidates, and that's fine. But what it did was actually fail to make a new lower low, and it comes above and breaks your like previous high area here in this zone, and it breaks out of that zone, and then it comes, it's coming back up. So in this case, once it broke out of this zone that I had been working within, and once it failed to make a new lower low, and then it broke out of it, those were both 2 signs to me that like, okay, we're probably going to create a new, like a new market structure of some sort, and it was happening here. So this was new market structure that started being formed, and the most logical thing once it does that is for it to go to the previous zone prior to test. So I did not overshoot this trade. I kept my stop loss pretty snug, and I just targeted the next zone, and that was what you're seeing here, the bottom of it. I didn't get greedy at all with this. I already had a loss for the day, so I wasn't trying to have a second loss or get stuck in a long running trade. It wasn't a long trade that ran, but it was getting closer to the afternoon. And then you never really know like how long a trade's going to run. And that's the thing with futures is that like I try not to hold these too much or over shoot for my rewards, because you have to close out by the end of the day when you're working with these future prop firms. And I didn't want to get stuck in something potentially where like I couldn't close the trade. So that's another reason why I just kind of go for like smaller rewards with my futures stuff. This is a personal thing for me and how I've been like trying to work with my futures risk management. And I'll be totally transparent that futures are still a little new to me. So I'm still working out like how exactly I want to work that risk management. But yeah, that's kind of how I've been kind of working with it, like smaller rewards for sure. Every now and then you get really lucky and maybe you can get like a nice big reward. But for me personally, it hasn't really been playing out that way. I haven't really pushed the limits with it. And I don't know if I will. I don't know if I will yet. But yeah, for now, this is how it's been looking for me at these smaller, like, this is a $720 trade. And that's probably what I'm going to be doing. Stuff like more like 700 to like, 1,000 or so. And this is on a 100K account. So you guys understand, like, so that's not even 1% that I made back. And I'm okay with that because, it's futures. They move pretty quick. And these are trades you're not holding for super long usually. If you are going to hold for a little while, you just please make sure that you are aware of whatever if you're using a prop firm, whatever their rules might be. Most of them make you close by end of day. So that is why I don't overmark them. I'm not like going for the tippy top here or like even beyond. And if I marked certain ways, maybe you could get that. But again, I wasn't looking to do that. I was just going for the bottom of the next zone, get in, get out, kind of be done with it for the day. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this account so far. This is a newer account. So at the end of the day, $720 in profit on this account. And this is a challenge account, to be clear. So this isn't real money. This isn't money I would get to keep. It's just money that I'm making in order to pass the challenge account to get to the real account. So yeah, that was it for this one. And I believe next week you'll see the same account that I'm going to show you guys how that's been progressing. So yeah, we'll talk about that next week. But this is what happened this day. I had that one loss, that false breakout, that, now that I'm looking at it, it's just like clear as the day. It was me forcing that trade. And then I had the true breakout that happened. The other thing that is here too, for those of you who like can see, is that you have two bottoms. So you have like a double bottom. That's another indication that you would potentially be getting like a rejection of price at that area and then be looking to have price go up when you have a double bottom or like a triple bottom, something like that. But this is also known as like a W as well. So you have like this leg comes up, test this area, comes back down, makes your second double bottom. And then that second leg of the W is where you would like usually see a pretty good reward if you were going to take it. So that's another thing you could do if you visualize that better. Some people do. And that's this entry where I am at would be like entering at the break of the neckline. And that's where you would want to enter if you were trading at W's or M's. Those would be like double bottoms or double tops. Same thing applies for like a triple top or a triple bottom. But if you guys are interested in more of that, I'll link a video because I did a video way back on M's and W's and like that pattern. And they happen a lot in Forex and even in futures. So you guys could check that video out. I'll link it here for you guys as well. Anyhow, that is it for day 18. And I will see you guys in next week's video to continue this challenge account.